So I basically say it's bay to the breakers, bay to breakers. That's Midnight. And it's always, whenever I'm filming out here at Ravenswood, which I've done a number of times, I always have to slow down for the airplanes that are going overhead. So, bear with us a little bit. So you have this great legacy, obviously, and now Measure AA gives our generation a chance to recommit, to reinvest, and to expand on this legacy, to enhance it, to do extraordinary work. I've loved the vision plan created by great public involvement. 25 priority projects in the preserves throughout the region. Really extraordinary. Restoring habitats, making sure we have clean water, and making sure our coastline is protected for agriculture and other things long into the future. Protecting our magnificent redwood forests, and connecting these landscapes, and adding to them, but connecting them in new and exciting ways to make these places of ours, right here at Ravenswood, a great example, lands of the people, by the people, and for the people, accessible to all the people and for all time. And so that's really what's on the agenda with Measure AA. And I am just thrilled to be down here. I love the fact that the San Jose Mercury News in an editorial last week said, "This is the best deal ever." Yeah. The best deal ever. That should be, that's the mantra. It is the best deal ever. Driving, as I was coming over, I got a latte. I paid about $3.50 for the latte. For $3.18 for $100,000 of assessed value, we can make sure that this legacy is enhanced and improved and passed on to the next generations in better shape than we have already have it. And so it's just extraordinary that we have this chance. And thanks to all of you for coming out and for all of your work to get this passed, because as great as this deal is, as important as this deal is for our health and our well-being, so that so we can nurture nature and it can nurture us for generations to come, as big and as important and as profound as that is for our lives in a booming, growing region where we'll need room to breathe more than ever before, we still have to get over that 2/3 majority on Tuesday. And as you all know, that's a tough call no matter what. But I'm very, very, very hopeful. I know the region has this great commitment to this place and to this future. I know the campaign is wonderful. I know you're going to hit the streets. You're going to talk to voters. You're going to do everything in your power between now and Tuesday to make sure we get over that two-thirds majority. And so I'm just here to say thank you for everything you're doing. Thanks for the gifts that have been given to us over all these decades. And I'm really hoping, I may be a little old to promise that I'll be here, but I'd love to come back here 42 years from now and stand in this exact place and hear the next generation and the generation after that thank all of us for the commitment we make on Tuesday, the 3rd of June. So with that, I get a great chance to introduce some other wonderful people up here whom you know well, who are doing great work, have done great work forever and ever and ever in this region. It is my pleasure next to introduce former Mayor of San Mateo, Board of Supervisors of San Mateo, member of the Assembly, now Senator, District 13, Jerry Hill.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. It is so great to be here today. What a wonderful day to get out the vote, and that's what we have to do, because it's we're all supporting Measure AA, and it is crucial that we continue to do that. I chair the Senate Environmental Quality Committee, and obviously the environment and protecting our environmental resources is most important to me, and that's why I've just embraced Measure AA. It is what we need, what we have to have, and what we want to do to protect ourselves for the future. And we're facing so many environmental challenges today, with climate change, sea level rise, the drought and the water conditions that we have, the loss of our important habitats, and that threatened water supply are affecting us every day. So this is crucial that we provide just that little extra for our environment. And it's a historic and rare opportunity for all of us to say yes with Measure AA by supporting the open spaces even further in San Mateo and northern Santa Clara counties. Doug said it best. Measure AA is the future to open space in our uniquely beautiful and fast-growing region. This measure, as you know, allows us to ensure that open space will continue, and not just in the small way, but it'll provide greater opportunity for the disabled community to give them more access to what belongs to all of us. It will also increase, obviously, for hikers, for bikers, for equestrians, for those people who want to ride horses, for any form of recreation in this beautiful open space. That's going to be provided by Measure AA. It's a small amount that we're asking from the public, a very small amount. But the benefit and the gift to those future generations will continue and is so much worth it in the future. This is, and a couple other things, 200 miles of new trails. Just think of that. 200 miles where we can walk. And they talk about obesity in our society today. That's the best way to solve it, is a little exercise for all of us. And the threatened wildlife corridors, the mountain lions, the coyotes, and the other magnificent animals that have recently turned up near our homes. We want to make sure that they have a safe place to be and a safe place so that they can live safely in our community. But in order to ensure passage of this, because it's tough. That 2/3 threshold is a tough one. We're trying to change that in Sacramento, maybe bring it down to 55% somehow. We won't be able to do that this year because we lost our supermajority in the Senate, but hopefully we can do that next year. But please remind your friends, please remind your neighbors and everyone that, this could. We've seen elections lately that win or lose by 8 votes, 10 votes. 20 votes. So that extra person, that person in the neighborhood, that grocery store that you see will make a difference. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for participating. Thank you for getting out and ringing those doorbells, making those phone calls, and just call that friend one more time. Say, hey, did you vote? Did you not? Just bug them a little bit more. They won't mind it. But a few years ago, when Rich and I were supervisors in San Mateo County, and I said this before, that probably the most important decision I will have ever made in public life, the most significant decision that I will have ever made in public life, was when I voted. And Rich and I worked very hard to make sure that happened in San Mateo County, when we included the entire coast of San Mateo County into the Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space District. That was the most significant decision I think I will have ever made for the future generations that we don't know today, but will be here tomorrow. So this is your opportunity today. It's your opportunity to make this the most important thing that you've ever done. And that's to get that one extra person to vote yes on Tuesday for Measure AA. Now let's get out there and do it. Thanks so much for allowing me this opportunity. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our good friend, someone who is an environmental steward. It has been in San Mateo County and now in Santa Clara County. A great Assembly member Rich Gordon. Rich.
Thank you, Jerry. It's always a pleasure. I've had the extreme pleasure of working with Jerry for a dozen plus years on the Board of Supervisors and now in Sacramento. It's this simple. We are the stewards of this time and of this place. And what we're about to do on Tuesday is make a very important decision about stewardship of our region. We have an opportunity through a vote on Measure AA to provide the Mid-Peninsula Regional Open Space District with the resources that it needs in order to better protect and enhance our open space lands. We are doing this because it's a part and parcel of our values in this region. It's what makes us unique to be urbanized on the edge of areas that are protected forever. Those areas need maintenance, they need access, they need stewardship. And this is our opportunity. It is our time to do something for all generations to come. 2/3 vote is, as has been said, a difficult vote. Hard to achieve. Awful lot of people have already voted by mail. And so the margin of difference will will be the votes that we turn in our favor and that we get out in our favor over the next couple of days. This is the moment when we can truly demonstrate why we care about this place. So all of us need to leave this time and place here with a renewed commitment to go out and make sure that everyone in our neighborhood, those we work with, those we shop with, know the importance of the passage of Measure AA. It's about our future, and it's simply about our responsibility as stewards of this time and this place. Let's get to work. And now it is my pleasure to introduce, representing the League of Women Voters, Linda Craig.
Thank you all. I'm Linda Craig, the president of the League of Women Voters of the Bay Area, but I live in Menlo Park. And the League was here in 1972 supporting the formation of the Mid-Peninsula Open Space District. We felt it was very important to have a district that would provide, that would preserve open space, that would preserve natural resources, and provide a place in the peninsula area in particular where people could go and view our wonderful environment here, as well as protecting the resources. So over all these years, we, as I say, supported the formation of the district in 1972. I was involved in that process, so I've been around all these years. Then we supported the annexation to San Mateo County back later, a couple years later, and then the annexation to the coast side. And the League feels that the district has done an outstanding job. They have been able to acquire 62,000 acres. They have a wonderful schedule of activities that are free and open to the public that you can see on their website. But they need additional resources to fulfill the mission, to acquire, to preserve additional properties, to open properties that they already own. And the League was very pleased, and we observed the process that they used to reach to come to the 25 projects that they want to fund with this bond proposal. They had a very, very open and inclusive process, and the League feels that that was very important and open to the public. So in any event, we are, the Leagues in San Mateo County and Santa Clara County are strongly supporting approval of Measure AA. If you have an absentee ballot and have not turned it in, it's too late to mail it in. So you have to take it to a public agency or the county registrar, or take it to your poll on Tuesday. But also, there's still time for people who have not voted to make sure every neighbor, every family member, both my children and grandchildren live in the district, so we feel this is very important for their legacy. So be sure to come out and vote yes on Measure AA. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Walter Moore. I'm president of the Peninsula Open Space Trust. Thank you all for being here today. I'm going to do a couple of quick thank yous that I need your help with. First of all, our distinguished speakers really came out today and had made the point, but I also wanted to thank Rod Sinks as council member in Cupertino, and Ruben Abrica, who is a council member of East Palo Alto and a former mayor of East Palo Alto. So we were standing on this spot 3 years ago when we broke ground on this beautiful park where we're gathered here today. At the time, the district started a process of transforming a former toxic wasteland into this peaceful space we see today and enjoy. Thanks to Mid-Penn, East Palo Alto now has a place in our backyard where kids can connect to nature and where we can enjoy the beauty and serenity of the bay. But this project is still a work in progress, one that will greatly benefit from funding provided by Measure AA. When completed, Cooley Landing will be a gem, and is already starting to become a gem. There will be a visitor center and a museum with interactive exhibits for residents of all ages, and there'll be trails that connect to the broader Bay Trail system. For that to happen, we need the voters' support. As you've already heard from our wonderful speakers, Mid-Penn has been involved in the protection and preservation of the region's open spaces for more than 40 years. In the years since, Mid-Penn has protected the region's mountainous foothills, bayland, open spaces just like this one, creating 26 preserves and protecting the natural character of the land for future generations. But without passage of Measure AA, the district's ability to continue to open new preserves and trails will be severely limited. Projects like Cooley Landing will suffer. Besides adding miles of trails, the measure calls for preserving an additional 13,000 to 30,000 acres of open space, protecting local watersheds and some of the most pristine land on the peninsula, including redwood forest and the San Mateo coastline. I'm proud of Mid-Penn's work so far in communities like this, but much remains to be done if we were to have a lasting legacy for our children and grandchildren. We need your help. As you've heard today, this measure needs 2/3 of voter approval. That's a high bar, and that's why I've made over 500 calls to this effort. And we need all the votes we can get. We hope you all stay and walk the precincts today, and urge you to support this important measure that will benefit everybody. And to get you fired up, there's a very, very simple chant that you can do as you're taking your steps. It was just developed by my wife and daughter on their way here today. Hey, 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 hey. Let's do it.
Thank you, Walter. Thank you guys for chanting, and you're getting ready to walk. You're getting ready to, I'd like to also acknowledge Brian Schmidt with the Santa Clara Water District. Brian, you're here somewhere? Oh, over there. Thank you. That's right. You've been climbing all morning. You've been rock climbing up on, up on Skyline somewhere. And I think, let's see, is that it? Yeah, there we go. Making sure I don't want to miss anything. Well, listen, so thank you guys very, very much for this, for all of your support. I just would say that, here we are at the epicenter of technological innovation on the planet in this incredible community. But it's always important to remember that this has been, and will continue to be, with your help, the epicenter of ecological innovation on the planet in an urban area. Conservation and lands, very Lincoln-esque as far as I'm concerned, lands of, by, and for all the people and for all time. So that's the charge. Tuesday's the goal, and I just want to thank all of you for coming and being here and for the work you're going to do. And I heard Walter, he made 400 calls while I was standing next to him. And so with that, we are wrapping things up. I think if the media is here, if there are any questions that you'd like to ask, we'll be happy to answer them or do it privately. But with that, we have snacks. Get your walk packet. Please go out and have a great time, and let's celebrate on Tuesday night. Thank you very much.